Hello everybody, welcome to the New Movie Thing Show. I'm Joe Beretta.
And I'm Matt Lieberman.
And we watched Lucy.
Yeah!
And that's what that was.
Lucy, for those of you who aren't aware, is a movie from French filmmaker Luc Besson, best known for Leon the Professional and The Fifth Element, and
great movies.
Great movies that he made in the 90s.
In my heart place.
That he made 20 years ago almost.
Also made Nikita. It stars Scarlett Johansson. Morgan Freeman. The dude from
Choi Min-sik.
That guy.
Who's a Korean film star.
He's the hammer guy from Old Boy.
From the original Old Boy.
Yep.
And from The Host, and I think I Saw the Devil.
Yep.
And a French dude named, I'm gonna say it wrong, Amir,
something like that. Yep.
Makehead.
Yeah. They're really just four people that this movie was about, but really it was just about one person. ScarJo.
And you know, she did a great job for what she was given. The movie is silly.
It's silly.
It's a silly movie.
Well, to give you a little bit of backstory, it's about Scarlett Johansson who gets some drugs pumped into her body, some super special drugs that unlock her mind 10% at a time, pretty much. Yeah. And the more you unlock the mind, the more things you can do. Like, I can talk to chairs at 20%, and I can lift houses off their foundations at 30. Like, it's
and I can see stuff coming out of cell phones at 40%.
Yeah.
And then at 70%. I'm pretty much the same as 60%, but I'm talking less. And then 80% is the same as that. 90%, I don't want to spoil it. And then 100% we'll get into at the end of the review when we feel comfortable talking about spoilers, because this movie is so dumb.
It's basically about not human potential per se, but the potential of the basic cell, the thing that creates everything in the universe, and what happens when you unlock the singular potential in a singular cell. That's it.
It's kind of like, there's almost like two movies here. The first 40 minutes of the movie is about a party girl in over her head who's in the midst of these Korean gangsters and is involved with this freaky drug.
And it kind of makes sense at that point.
And it kind of makes sense, and it's cross-cutting between that, Morgan Freeman talking about the potential of the human mind, and then a bunch of nature footage, which honestly is the best of those three things because it's really great nature footage.
Yeah, the beginning of the movie is like we were talking in the car. It's like a student film,
the whole movie,
and it's kind of like it's kind of an experimental thing. I found it kind of refreshing. The first 40 minutes, there were great moments of tension, anxiety, anticipation.
Because they use the nature footage to echo what's happening on screen, and like, for example, she's the gazelle, and these Korean guys are the cheetah, and watching this cheetah stalk the gazelle and eat it, we're like, oh man, what's gonna happen?
Exactly. It was really fun movie making because it was a little different, it was off the beaten path, but then it just like, that student film guy that was making the student film was handed billions of dollars and got to do whatever he wanted after that.
Your footage is amazing, here, follow it up, do the effects.
Actually, Ricky watched this movie with, Ricky, come talk about this movie. Come talk about this movie with us.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the basis of it all. What are your basic thoughts of this movie? No, come in the middle.
This is great. I'm really getting in here. Hey guys.
Hey. What do you think? What are we missing? What are we missing?
No, silly was the main premise of this movie, and I feel like ScarJo, I mean, I came into the movie thinking like, all right, maybe we're gonna have like a breakout bravado ScarJo performance, not just a bunch of long stares and pouty lips. And really,
it was a bunch of long stares and pouty lips.
It was a lot of long stares and pouty lips.
That's the thing.
Which I'm not mad about.
Because you're like, one, ScarJo is not an action star. Can we officially say she's not?
No, I would not say that. I would not say that because I think she handles action scenes well. She's believable when she's holding a weapon.
But here's the thing, there was no action scene with ScarJo. All she had to do was stare.
Thank you.
It's
so inactive. The only action scene she has is like right after she realizes that she has this drug in her and she has 20% of her brain. She shoots like 5 people and then she walks out. There's no tension because she's already Superwoman at 20%. So like the more she gets, it's not like she's gonna be in more danger, she's in even less danger.
Movies are interesting when there's conflict, and when you totally eliminate the conflict because you can do anything you want once your mind is opened up, there is absolutely no conflict, so there's nothing to fight for.
The only thing, I mean, at 20%, you already see pretty much kind of the trajectory of her full breadth of abilities. But the only kind of redeeming thing was was like, well, where are they going to go now? How is she going to talk to trees now? And how are these electrons going to be spawning in and skittling and scuttering around?
Oh no, you said talking to chairs and talking to trees. Those are like two of the only things she doesn't do in this movie. She talks to everything but chairs and trees.
I think the point that Rickey makes here, where I tend to agree, is that it is, if you want to see it, go to see it because it's just a visual fun fest.
Yeah.
They do a lot of fun things. I liken it to a music video from even like the 90s that was stretched from 3 minutes to an hour and a half. If you're into that and some experimental movie making, then I think it's fun.
Yeah.
As far as story goes,
the whole thing is based off of a false premise and flawed science.
That's the big problem.
So if you, and that's introduced pretty early on, so if you can in your mind just sort of suspend your disbelief of the premise and suspend your disbelief of how she's becoming this person, then it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. So if you've seen the trailers, you know that it's about how humans only use 10% of our brains and what would happen if we used more of it. That's actually a common misconception. We use about 10% of our brains at any given time, but we use all of it. So because that initial idea is flawed, we can't buy into all of the other interesting ideas that the movie is positing because they're probably coming from flawed research because there's nothing to back it up.
You can't think that hard though. You can't think.
Movies are supposed to be moments of suspended disbelief or suspended belief sometimes.
Some more than others.
And if you go into this expecting to watch from a position where you're not like taking all of reality into account.
Expecting to see something smart. But that's the problem. It wants to be smart. It's telling you that it's a smart movie. It's about being smart, and it's not smart.
It's not even about. Well, it's kind of about being smart. It's more about just being super powerful and not even all-knowing. It's all-doing.
And just unexplained way.
But like that's the thing. She's like typing away at computers, and the computers are working super fast. But no matter how fast her brain is, those computers are still slow computers. You can't make a computer faster by thinking at it.
Some of her Matrix juice was like getting off on the computers though, and I feel like they were like
juice and getting off when it's a ScarJo movie.
Well,
okay, so obviously we have some gripes with it, but let's focus on some of the good things.
Okay.
Scarlett was fine for what she was given. Which wasn't a lot.
She cried on cue.
She worked her ass off in this movie to make it feel legitimate.
I still don't think she's an action star, but I do feel like there was moments of genuine emotion, and like I said, those first 40 minutes, because of her performance, and because the movie was more coming from more of a minimal place, I feel like she was really strong. After that, it was all just about like colors and flashes.
It was just colors and
lots of colors
and what distractions we can throw out.
Speaking of colors and flashes of lights, though, for me, I love visual filmmaking, and I feel like he did a lot with that. Told a lot of stories and a lot of fun.
But a lot of it was unnecessary.
A lot of it was unnecessary.
Towards the end and the twisting and the computers, I think it's moving. I think the computer's moving.
Hold on, we'll get into that in a second once we're behind a spoiler wall.
Yeah. Did you guys like anything specific out of it?
No.
Not just help across the board?
You know, I like her French policeman guy. I mean, he's kind of there for no reason. He even references that at one point in the movie.
Literally, was like, I can't do anything for you.
We need to explain why he's still here.
He's
we need to pencil
earnest
in the margins.
And, you know, I like that Luc Besson is trying to make an intelligent action film here. The problem is the science, if the root science is flawed, the rest of the really cool ideas that I want to buy into, I don't believe. And I want anything to back it up so that I can be like, yeah, that's a cool idea. Let's do more of these cool ideas.
I feel like he should have taken it even further and almost just made it a comedy. Like all of the believable the unbelievable moments, if you would have amped those up and then taken a few of them that were like, was that intentional or not? He should have really just intentional.
Now, if it had been Kristen Wiig instead of Scarlett Johansson, it would have been a way better movie.
I think between the three of us, we laughed out loud maybe 6 or 7 times.
Oh yeah. Well, when it ended, when the credits came up, I just couldn't stop laughing. Like I was the only person like laughing hysterically in the theater, and I feel like I felt people's eyes on me.
Before you get off the couch, then real quick, let's talk about the ending. This could be the spoiler part.
Oh wait, before we talk about the ending, can we talk about her phone call with her mom?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so there's a scene in the middle of the movie where she walks into a hospital with a gun, and no one notices. First of all, like there must have been someone in the waiting room.
There's a lot of that
like,
through the movie.
Does that woman have a? Does she have a?
It's cool.
I'm probably seeing things.
It's cool, bro.
She shoots someone on an operating table, pushes them off, as like they were gonna die anyway, and she's like, "You operate on me.
Already.
Give me your cell phone." And she calls her mom, and Mom's like, "Hey, hon, are you partying too hard?" She's like, "I'm trying to keep it under control. Listen, Mom, I
one
feel
streaming tear duct this whole time.
I feel everything. I feel time and space in my body."
She felt her mother's love so much in that moment, she had to call her mom and let her know that she remembered the taste of the warm milk that entered into her mouth from her mother's breast.
She told her verbatim that she remembers the taste of her mom's breast
and then
milk.
the mom is like, "Oh, that's nice."
Which brought you to a weird place.
Are you
like,
all right?
From a script writing point of view, it's like that brought you to a weird place.
Yeah,
but there was a really sweet one. Like I will, like the remembering of your 1,000 kisses that you gave me was a great line.
It was a great line.
But it was
followed up by lactation.
Preceded by the lactation.
Which Mom doesn't like call out at all.
Yeah, Mom's just like, "I understand, honey."
I have a weird daughter. I've accepted this. This is why you moved to Taiwan and are partying and having sex with that guy with that weird cowboy hat.
It's like a microcosm of the whole film, right? Like there's these moments where, it could be so freaking good, but then it just like falls so flat and hard. Okay, now onto the spoiler part, which is the ending, which is where she turns into a supercomputer.
She turns into like a computer, and it looks like the Tower of Sauron meets Play-Doh
meets
the
Smog from Fern Gully.
The opening
not
poster.
Smog. What was his name? The toxic
guy from Fern Gully, and it's like shifting and whatever. And then she juts out part of herself and holds it out to Morgan Freeman. He pulls it out, and she has turned herself into a flash drive.
What kind of flash drive?
It is an outer space flash drive where you can see stars as he moves it. You can see stars inside the flash drive. But the message of this movie is that we are all outer space flash drives. Really, truly.
Sure.
Our purpose in life is to become an outer space flash drive.
So all of the knowledge of human existence, of space and time and everything
is a flash drive.
On that flash drive.
On that 256 megabyte interstellar flash drive.
At least.
No. Oh, no.
256 megs?
It's real dense. It's like the Big Bang. It's real dense.
Okay.
So it just ended on a very, very silly note.
God is a flash drive, and we are all
Which is why it should have been a comedy. They should have worked with it. They should have amped it up. And the flash drive could have like exploded. He could have said like something funny, like, I don't know.
All right, okay.
All right.
No, stay here. You've been here the whole time. You're gonna close it out with us. Matt, would you recommend it in any form, anytime?
I would say, look, if you're looking for something that is ultimately disposable and you are not gonna have to pay for it in any way, and you're a ScarJo fan, watch the movie. Watch the movie, but don't spend any of your money on it. We need to stop giving Luc Besson money. He hasn't made a good movie since 1997. I think it's time that we cut him off, because he'll make any movie that people will give him money to make. He said, what if I get a woman and she turns into a super person because of brains? Perfect. Here's $30 million.
Here's all the money.
Here's all the money. Go. No. Don't do that anymore. We call him the French master because we don't know any other French filmmakers. Stop it. Let's find other ones, because he's just a weird, crazy Frenchman.
Rickey.
On that note, fuck. That was a thing. I wouldn't say go to the theater and see it. You said rent it. I think it was a rent. It was one of these. If you're a big fan of ScarJo and you're going to see everything she makes and you just want some va-va-voom in your life, maybe
go to celebritymoviearchive.com.
That's true.
Get your fix on the internet.
But it was a lot of fun. Luc Besson, Angela, which I think was in 2005, French movie for all you cinephiles out there, was his last good film, in my opinion.
I'll go see it.
I had fun from a visual experimental film standpoint, but other than that, don't go see it in the theaters. Maybe rent it, maybe not. Like you said, wait for Netflix, do it for free. It is what it is. It's the glass ceiling of movie making. You could see how good it could be, and then you're slamming your face on the glass ceiling the whole time. You leave with a little bit of a headache. So
like a dumb bird.
Yep.
Yeah. And how about how she like flew and was levitating when she had 20% and then took a plane from Taiwan to Paris?
Dude, the whole movie takes a turn when she gets the drugs in her system, and then like she starts doing the Nightmare on Elm Street, crawling up the wall and ceiling thing. It's the exact same shot in the rotating room. It's the exact same thing from Nightmare on Elm Street. And it's like, why is she defying gravity?
Make any sense.
Right now?
And from that point on, you have to detach. You have to just let it go.
Yep.
So.
All right, guys, so obviously we're not the biggest fans of the movie, but there's a lot of other people out there with opinions that you probably want to hear. So 60% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Yeah.
Not bad.
About a 6.9 on Internet Movie Database, so it's not getting torn apart by critics or audiences.
People are enjoying it,
They're
just not
fun.
lots of people.
They're having fun.
Yeah.
Not
so
too much, though.
if you want to just go out to the movies this weekend, you can't decide what to see. You saw everything that came out in the weeks previous. See this and just be content with your choice. You know what you're walking into.
Yeah, there you go. Also, before you guys finish out your weekends, go over to the Streamy website and vote for SourceFed and SourceFedNerd, and maybe we'll win an award, and then we can hoist it up, and we can thank you guys for your efforts and for watching it.
I'll thank you.
Don't know where the money came in.
You just do it in the back.
Money.
All right, guys, I'm Joe Beretta.
I'm Matt Lieberman.
I'm Ricky Mizuno.
Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.
We'll go talk to a tree.
I'm gonna go drink some warm milk.
I'm gonna go get out of this sweaty chair.